You knew, not all at once, but in pieces, a feeling you couldn't explain, but you couldn't ignore it either. And you stayed anyway. It didn't start as proof. It started as a shift, a pause in your chest, a hesitation in your voice, a quiet question you didn't want to ask out loud. Nothing you could point to, but something you could definitely feel. And that feeling, it never went away. It kept coming back. So you explained it away. You told yourself you were overthinking, that you were tired, right? That maybe you were just scared. So you gave it softer names. So it wouldn't feel like the truth. Because the truth would have asked something from you that you just weren't ready to give. And they said the right things, just enough to quiet the doubt, just enough to keep you there. So you held on to that, not because it made sense, but because it felt safer than starting over. Because hope can be louder than truth when you want so desperately for something to work. But there was a moment, you remember it, everything slowed down. The noise faded, and for a brief second, a moment, you stopped explaining, and you just saw it. You saw it clearly. No filters, no excuses, just the truth, standing right in front of you. And you knew. But you didn't leave. You stayed. Not because you were blind, but because you were hoping. You were hoping it would shift, right? You were hoping it would soften. You were hoping that if you just tried a little harder, it would become what you believed it could be. So you adjusted. You became a little quieter. You're more understanding. You're more patient. Until you barely recognized yourself at all. You didn't know who you were. And when it finally broke, you didn't just feel hurt. You felt responsible. Like you should have known better. Like you should have left sooner. Like you were the reason it lasted as long as it did. So instead of grieving what happened, you started blaming yourself for staying. But listen carefully. Listen carefully. You didn't stay because you were weak. That is not why you stayed. You stayed because you were trying to make it work. Because you saw something worth holding on to. and you gave it your honesty. You gave it your effort. You gave it your patience. So that doesn't make you foolish. It makes you human. And blaming yourself for that was never the truth. The truth is, you trusted your heart in a situation that didn't deserve it. And that's not something to punish. That's something to understand. You weren't wrong for hoping, but you don't have to keep paying for it. You knew. And now you get to choose differently.